Welcome everyone to another episode of Slasher Scotty. I am your host, Scotty McCoy, and boy do I have a surprise for you. I have the director and writer of the indie film Witch on a Walker on Zoom with me right now, and his name is JT, otherwise known as Jeff Kacmarynski, right?
That's correct.
Awesome. How you doing, Jeff?
Pretty good. How are you?
I'm doing great, actually. I'm really doing great. This is my first of two interviews today, so a busy day. Plus, got to do some filming. So for my shows, for my YouTube channel. So got a busy day today.
Yeah, I just got off of work a little while ago. My real job is a night shift job, so I'm running on caffeine and fumes right now.
Nice. Yeah, I just got done work at my full-time job about an hour or so ago. 11 o'clock on Fridays, I'm done, and then I make up the other, whatever it is that to get the 40 hours. I work an extra half hour, 4 days a
Right.
week, so get those hours in. So
Yep.
Fridays are a short day, but I finish it up with two interviews and a filming schedule.
Hey, you can't beat that.
No, you can't. So the first question I got for you is I'm sure not many people know what Witch on a Walker is. So why don't you tell us what it's about, the synopsis of it?
Okay. It's a heavily inspired exploitation revenge movie that is about a figure skater, world championship figure skater, who is her manager is a crime boss, drug lord, kingpin kind of thing, and he usually has her throw off her competitions, so he makes money off the bets against her and stuff. Well, she refuses to do one, and of course his thugs take her down, break her legs, in traditional exploitation cinema fashion, and they dump her off in the street somewhere. And this old lady that prowls around in the city on a walker, and she's kind of known as the witch or the old crone, whatever, takes her in and basically trains her in the way of these dark arts that she's learned. And her walker, which is a death machine, armed with swords and flying projectiles and shrunken head bombs and potions. It's basically, if you've ever seen the Lone Wolf and Cub movies, it's like the baby cart in those samurai movies, except it's a walker. And the old witch is kind of disfigured and kind of crippled too, and they both kind of go on a bloody revenge. She's got some connections to the guy that did this to the main character, to the younger gal, and it basically goes into a gory horror action samurai spoof, a lot of in jokes, a lot of making fun out of things, but ultra violent, ultra gory. It's going to be a lot of fun.
Awesome. That's great. And it sounds really good, actually, which brings me to my next question. How did you come up with the premise of Witch on a Walker, and what was your inspiration?
Well, the movie that I'm working on prior to this is called Essence, and it's a very serious, dark, psychological, psychedelic drama. And I wanted to do something fun after doing that, something so dark and so deep and, body horror and stuff. So I just thought of the craziest thing I could do and watched movies like Hobo with a Shotgun and Wolf Cop and, all these crazy new style grindhouse movies. Like, well, they all have Hobo with a Shotgun, Wolf Cop. What can I do? How about Witch on a Walker? So the title kind of came first, and I just took it from there and came up with this crazy story. Like I said, it's heavily inspired by 70s samurai, gory samurai movies and things like that. So
that's awesome. It really is. And so who is there any celebrities from that people are going to be that know, anybody knows that are involved with this project, and if so, who are they?
We have Lynn Lowry in it, famous for David Cronenberg's Shivers and George Romero's The Crazies. She had a small role in The Cat People, the 80s version. I Drink Your Blood, pretty infamous cult movie from the 70s, drive-in movie. But yeah, she's kind of like our main celebrity. I've worked with her before in the previous movie Essence, and so I'm really looking forward to working with her again. And we have a lot of people in the indie film horror industry that are kind of well known. Mike Ferguson, Angel Bradford, Michael Ochotera. I probably butchered his name. We just call him Ocho. Amy Ellen Holbrook, Noelle Berger,
Nice.
Renee Graham, Robert Bess. They're all pretty well known in the indie film
Yeah.
circle.
I was
So
gonna
I'm
ask
really
if Noelle was involved. She's one of my good friends, and I work with her on Seasons Bleeding 3. We don't have scenes together, but I'm in it with her. I met her
nice.
for the first time at a Creature Feature event in Harrisburg. She lives in York, Pennsylvania, and I'm from Ashland, Pennsylvania, which is about maybe an hour and a half away. And I live in Woodlawn, Maryland now, which is about an hour away from her. But she's a good friend of mine, and I interviewed her also for my podcast. She's a very nice lady, and
That's awesome. Yeah.
yeah, so that she's definitely a good asset to the movie as well. So that's really
Yep.
cool.
She's got a good role. She plays the wife of the crime lord. She
Nice.
doesn't take any crap from him. He's a typical guy that sits there and he's got two other women on his side and kind of bosses them around. And she doesn't take no crap from him though. She gets kind of her own
Nice.
revenge too in the long run. But yeah,
Nice. That sounds like a typical Noelle Berger.
yeah, that's I hope I didn't forget anybody in our cast. Jacob Alt, who's a local actor that I've worked with here where I live in Illinois, and Heather Harlow, who's also a local actress here in the area, but she's been emerging on the indie scene too in a lot of horror movies. So yeah, we've got a really good cast.
That's
really
great.
excited about it.
That's great. So when do you start filming, and when is the expected release date, and where can viewers view the film when it's released?
Well, we hope to start. We were supposed to start filming in the spring, but the whole COVID situation and all that stuff. So I'm hoping we can do it by early summer. We're getting the final touches on our campaign up, and our campaign is going to be up and running very soon. So once the campaign runs and we hit our budget and stuff, we're going to immediately shoot into filming. So it's probably going to end up being a summer project. Awesome. Once it's completed, we'll do the festival circuit and that kind of thing, try to get in some festivals and stuff. And from there, who knows what's after that, distribution, or maybe we'll self-distribute. We really haven't crossed that bridge yet, but.
Right. Awesome. Yeah. Sounds great. So where are you filming the movie at?
We are filming here in Illinois, outside of Peoria, Illinois. Samantha Marie she lives there with her husband, Derek Huey. She's the producer on the movie, and her husband is the DP. So it just makes sense to kind of shoot in their area. It's a bigger city, and they know some locations and stuff like that. So absolutely.
Awesome. So what is the toughest challenge that you have in making this movie?
Everything, like any other movie. Right now, I mean, financing is always a hurdle to cross, but right now it's the whole COVID thing. It really is. It's trying to make sure everybody's safe on set, and I want to make sure everybody's absolutely safe, and just trying to we're at numbers are going down now, so as long as they keep going down, we can get this shot. And but if things go screwy again and we go another lockdown or whatever, I think that's the biggest challenge right now with this movie.
Yeah, it really is, because it's not even a challenge because of the numbers going up or down. It's the unknown. You don't know what's going to happen next month or next week even.
Right. I mean, people are getting vaccinated and others aren't, and it's just I don't want to get political about it, but it's just there's so many variables in it right now that it really is influencing the film industry. And I think that's our biggest challenge right now. And once we can safely reach a point where we think that we can shoot and stuff, then we're gonna go right into it and do it. So that's why we're aiming for this summer.
And that's what makes a good filmmaker, is putting their cast and crew first before the movie, because their safety is obviously the most important at this point.
Definitely, yeah. I mean, the cast and crew safety is my top priority more than anything else. So,
So obviously the movie is an indie film. So what can you tell any aspiring indie filmmaker as advice on getting a movie made and what to expect?
My advice, it may sound stereotypical, my experience is just to keep going. Just don't, there's so much in indie horror, especially, there's a lot of backstabbing, there's a lot of drama, there's a lot of putting down and trolling, and there's a lot of good people. I've met a lot of good people, but there are people that are kind of on the fringe of it that just want to do nothing but cause trouble. And I would say, don't let those people get to you. Just keep doing what you want to do.
Absolutely. Have fun with it.
Have fun with it. Keep doing it. Keep the drama in front of the camera where it's supposed to be. You know,
Absolutely.
just keep doing it, keep going for it, keep writing, keep filming, keep editing. You know, don't worry about film festivals and distribution and all that stuff, and financing will come. You know,
Yes,
that's
well, yep,
it'll come, you know.
absolutely. And speaking of financing, is there going to be, or is there currently an Indiegogo campaign for the movie?
There is going to be an Indiegogo campaign. I think I just mentioned we're putting the final touches on it right now. We're gathering up all the videos. Everybody's shooting a little video for it and stuff, and should have all that by this next week, and then the campaign will be live on Indiegogo.
Awesome.
So we'll be plastering it everywhere.
That was my next question. Where, like, for those that want to donate to the Indiegogo campaign and be a part, is there going to be any perks, and where can they like find the Indiegogo?
There's going to be tons of perks. There's the standard, you know, shirts and DVDs and Blu-rays, but then we've got name a character. There's a chance to be in the movie, to get killed by the witch. Nice. There's going to be executive producer perks. A lot of props that we're going to not auction. We're going to give away with the perks, signed real katana blades by the cast and some of the witches, and might even have the walker as a perk. You know, some of the props and stuff. So there's a lot of cool stuff that people can invest in and get in return. So.
Right, that's awesome. So the last question I got for you, do you have any other projects outside of Witch on a Walker you'd like to promote, and any social media accounts or websites for both Witch on the Walker or anything personal that you'd like to let the viewing and listening audience know about?
Witch on a Walker, we do have a Facebook group. It's called Witch on a Walker Movie. It's a public group that anybody can join. There also is Witch on a Walker, just a page that people can join too if they don't want to be a part of the group experience. But in the group, we're going to be running a lot of different contests and fun little things, and we do a lot of lives there, and it's going to be chances to win stuff and you know, just to get the audience involved. So that's Witch on a Walker Movie is the Facebook group. My other film that I'm working on is, like I said, it's called Essence. It's currently being edited right now. It also stars Lynn Lowry, and we're looking at possible distribution for that already, which is kind of cool. It's a psychedelic body horror, trippy, dramatic horror movie. So yeah, and a lot of other my projects are, there's a couple on trauma that are part of some anthologies, and some other DVDs and smaller anthologies that I've been a part of. So
and that's everything. Do you have anything else you want to add? Anything I missed?
I don't think so. No, I mean, I have my own Facebook page, obviously, and I have a what do you call it? A director's page, a like page as well. Just my name, Jeff Kacmarynski, director. I'm also on Instagram. It's just Jeff Kacmarynski.
Awesome.
And I'm on the Slasher app too, the horror app as well, if anybody uses that. So I'm usually pretty active on all three of those. Awesome. I have Twitter, but I haven't used Twitter in a couple months.
Well, if anybody else wants to know what Jeff has been up to, you can also check out his IMDb. I'm sure you have an IMDb page, right?
Yes, I do. Yes.
So check that out, and I'm sure anything that he has going on in there after this interview is posted, if you want to see what he has going on, especially if you like Essence and Witch on a Walker, go out and check his IMDb page, and you can see anything else he's been up to. Because obviously, after this interview is up, I'm sure there's going to be other projects in the works. So updated on that.
We've got another project already in the works, another feature film that we were supposed to do later this year, but once again, COVID and a lot of other projects got delayed, so that's probably going to push into next year. So
awesome. Sounds like a plan. Well, I thank you, Jeff, for joining me.
Thank you so much for having me. It's great. I love the opportunity to be on here.
Absolutely. Thank you. And I will get you all the information once it's posted. Right after this, I'll be saving it, of course, and uploading it straight to YouTube. I want to let everybody know it is scheduled and confirmed. So unless something happens in between where he cancels at 6 o'clock today, I have an interview 6 o'clock Eastern today. I have an interview with Connor Weil, who played Will Belmont in Screen, the TV series. Nice. So I have him on at 6 o'clock. So stay tuned for that. That will be post it obviously right after the interview as well. And of course, if you're on my YouTube channel watching this video, you can give me a subscription if you like. I would love that. Like the video if you like it, and leave a comment if you want to talk about this. I love interacting with my followers. Also, this would be, if you're listening to it but not watching the video, you might be listening to it on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Anchor, Spotify, Castbox, OpenBox, Breaker, Verbal, and a bunch of other podcasting platforms. Give me a 5-star review, comment, like, whatever you have to do. But I thank you again, Jeff, so much for joining me, and I hope you have a good rest of your day and stay safe.
Yep, I sure will. You too. Thanks for having me on.
Thank you so much. Yep, bye.